Alright, good afternoon boys and girls. So it's Mr. Elliott here. I'm just going to explain to you a couple of the concepts from pages 68 and 69 about interpreting remainders so that you're not confused at all on the test tomorrow or moving forward in division. And of course what we're talking about is if you have a problem like 17 divided by 8. Well, we know that 8 goes into 17 twice. And then what's left over, 2 times 8, 16. We do the subtraction here. We're left with a remainder of 1. And interpreting remainders is all about figuring out exactly what that remainder means in certain situations. Now, what this might mean is that if you have a bunch of soccer players, for example 17, and you want to split that into 2 different groups, you would probably end up putting 8 players on one side and 8 players on the other side. But then you're left with a total of 16 players. You have 1 left over. That means that you have 1 player left to substitute, which means that that player is just going to be on the bench until somebody is ready to swap off for it. So that's the idea behind a remainder in this particular case. Let's move on to math journals. If you turn to page 68, you will find this interpreting remainders section, and we'll look at the instructions first. And what we need to do for each question is create a mathematical model, solve the problem showing our work, tell what the remainder represents, like the last case where we explained that the remainder could represent one soccer player who doesn't have a team because he didn't split into the teams equally and would sit on the bench until someone is ready to substitute for that player. And then decide what to do with the remainder, and of course explain what it is that we're going to do. So let's start with the first question. So if you read it, it says basketballs are for sale for $12, including tax. So there's no extra money on top of that. How many basketballs can the gym teacher buy with $40? So I would say a good way to solve this one with a mathematical model would be to write 40 divided by 12. Now let's see, 12 goes into 40, alright, 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, and I don't think we can go any higher, so we'll start here with 3, then we'll do 3 times 12, which is 36, and our remainder is 4, so I'll write that at the top here as well. So here where I have my quotient, which means the answer to my division problem is 3. And my remainder, as I mentioned and wrote up here, is 4. What does the remainder represent? In this situation, I think it's pretty clear. We started with $40. We only spent 36 of it to buy 3 basketballs. And what was left over was $4. So I'm going to write in the 4 remaining dollars is what the remainder represents in this situation. And if you look to the bottom of the problem, alright, so the gym teacher can buy 3 basketballs as we figured out before. Circle what you did with the remainder. In this case, I'm going to say I ignored the remainder because the extra money isn't enough to buy any more basketballs, so it's not really any good help to us. And of course I'm just going to write this in here at the bottom, and with the money left over, I've only got $4 left over. Might just put that in my pocket and buy an arepa on the way home. So that's the end of the video. I hope that interpreting remainders is a little bit more clear to you. If you have any more questions, it's a small part of the whole unit, but if you have any questions about it, Make sure you come in tomorrow for math help before the test. And good luck studying tonight, and good luck on the test tomorrow, boys and girls. See you soon.